then you say, well, this is how much we're estimating. Yeah, it doesn't sound cool anymore. So we can put that over there on the back burner. You can continue doing this. And then if we have time and budget, then we'll come here, kind of thing. And that happens a lot. I mean, it's not just in the games industry. I mean, even now when I work in tech, working tech as QA for years, and I see it all the time. We build websites, apps, everything. It's always, the creatives come with the world at their feet, and you're like, yeah, we can build that, but this is how much it's going to cost. And then they're like, the account team comes in and goes, yeah, so that can go. That's not MVP. That's not MVP. That's not MVP.
Yeah,
and it just gets trimmed down. So
and
it's always
alternatively, Ashes of Creation will never release. So like, if you never introduce a suit into the room, that game will never come out.
I mean, neither will Star Citizen.
Like, it's never going to come out.
It is an interesting balance, to your point, Chris. Like, and that's the struggle too. Like Chaos, what you said, almost all the companies that laid off people were companies that had teams scattered across the globe. Ubisoft, Riot, Embracer, EA. And it gets to this point where they go, well, let's look at all these features, and talking about MVP, like they're going to start going, well, what's going to bring us the greater return for profit? And it's unfortunate because it is a balance, but it almost, when you deal with a lot of the ways these companies are running at the moment, it ends up hurting the games a lot more. And alternatively, again, there are companies that do it well, where they are able to really make things that are fun and the creators want to bring to life. But it has to do with, how are they basically hedging all their bets too? And I see it as well. I'm in tech. I see a lot of automation happening that I go, that will benefit a lot of smaller creators. And I also see a lot of automation happening like that will take away a lot of people's jobs. Mentioning QA, like I just met with a company that is going to automate all kinds of QA testing for enterprise technology. And I was just like, that's scary and super impressive at the same time. I don't know what to do with this.
Have a job.
Yeah. Well, it's a balance, right? I'm still hopeful in the end that we'll see a turnaround over the next 4 to 5 years with better games out of this too, but who knows?
I think it's the IPs as well,
to scale up. Ideally, you're using it to take the same number of people to perform more work.
Ideally,
right? Like I have some friends that work for Fang or Fang Lateral, companies that don't have budgets, and they are inventing prompt engineer positions. They are just inventing whole new positions to say like, we don't really know what this is. There's going to be a group of people that are just going to go explore that. But these are companies with unlimited budgets. Yeah. At some point, they'll have to say, okay, we've let this run for a while. Now those people need to be brought into the fold. And we don't know what that's going to look like. And like, I have a friend that works for company A and a friend that works for company B, and they have very different descriptions on what those companies are doing with bringing AI into the fold. So like it don't even sound like, oh, well, they're both taking a stab at it. Like they sound like two completely different technologies.
And you're going to see a lot of that as different use cases pop up and different models are rolled out and just different situations show up with AI. You're going to see this new, I'd say it's a new bubble, but it's a new Wild West, for developers and leads and people that make decisions even are just going to see, well, how quick can it get us a return? And then you got people like me who just write code all day that are just like, well, how much longer am I going to be relevant? What skills can I learn to just kind of, make sure that I'm still capable of working? And I think in the games industry, it's going to be faster because, with something at Microsoft as large as they are, they're going to want, they already want that quick return. I mean, we can see that with these layoffs and stuff right after acquiring Activision. It was, well, where's our money? And it's like, wait, we haven't put out anything yet.
Alternatively, there are a lot of people who think that the core of Activision was not healthy. And so if you believe that, the first thing would be, how much can we strip this thing back? Knowing we are going to remove some very good people along the way. But how do we, if you leave everybody there, the culture stays.
Right. And
so if you want to change the culture, there's going to have to be
that had to happen.
Pain.
Yeah. There was no doubt about that.
And all those pain are very real people who may have brought real value and may have truly wanted to make great games and may have been very good at their jobs. But like, to change that culture was always going to be a disruptive process. If their goal is to